welcome back to the Lycan Project. I have a special guest with me today, Wifey! This is Leanne, this is my beautiful wife. She has the channel Bookworm Ivy, so I'll link all her info down below, like her Instagram and stuff, so you can go give her some love as well. What are we doing today, Wifey?
We're doing our Christmas book haul.
Christmas! We got spoilt for books for Christmas.
Wifey more so than me.
Yes, weirdly. We also did, Australia does this thing called Boxing Day. Apparently some people don't, where there's like big sales, so it's like the Black Friday of America has, but they do it like the day after Christmas, all these big sales happen. So we picked up some bargains. I picked up the Arc of the Scythe series. It's a complete box set, which has Scythe, Thunderhead and Toll, which came out late 2019. It, to my knowledge, it is a YA dystopian, there we go, where it's set in the future. All the people, like, we've conquered death. So overpopulation is really the only problem we're facing. So they then have to raise people called scythes, which their job is to glean or kill and control the population. So we follow two people in the first book of Scythe who are learning to be scythes, and then in the second book I believe we follow the AI of the world called the Thunderhead. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. I've not tried Neil Shusterman, so I hear everyone raving about this, so I'm going to get into this and maybe make Wifey read some of it. What did you get, Wifey?
So I got Jim Butcher's Briefcases. This is a series of short stories from the Dresden Files.
We're missing a book, right?
Yeah. The Dresden Files is, Harry Dresden is a wizard in Chicago, where magic has suddenly come back to life. Science and technology is falling by the wayside, and he is a consultant for the police force for supernatural cases. That's that one.
As we know, we like the Sarah J. Maas. I was luckily and beautifully given the collector's edition of Courts of Thorns and Roses by my beautiful in-laws. So it comes in a beautiful slipcase. The sort of opening scenes, all beautifully done. Gilded book, so it's beautiful. Beautiful slipcase. So obviously, it's the first book in the Courts of Thorns and Roses. We follow Feyre, who goes hunting one day and kills a wolf, but it actually turns out to be a Fey scout. She is then taken to Prythian, which is the Fey world in here, and then she goes through a range of tasks. It is loosely based on Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Then my lovely wife gave me two books. This is the first of the two that my wife gave me. She gave me Loki by Mackenzie Lee, and this one is apparently Loki before he becomes completely evil. So where he's just up to mischief and learning about magic, and his ability with it. So I'm curious about it. I am quite a fan of Loki in retellings, so I liked Loki in the Marvel series, and also
Hiddleston didn't hurt to look at.
No, definitely not. And also in the Magnus Chase series, where it's definitely more of his evil, darker side coming through in that one. It'll be interesting to see like what happens before all of that, before he gets there.
I received a book voucher. So I picked up Gemini by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, which is the second book in the Illuminate Files, where we are following a space opera kind of situation. In the first book, we follow Katie and Grant as their home planet's attacked. So they then go up into a spaceship, and they get put on two separate spaceships, and a virus is broken out. So then I believe this follows a bit more of them, and then we meet Hannah and Nick in this one, and it's just a continuation. I'm really interested to see what happens with the twist in this one, because the Hypatia is being hunted down by an alien corporation. So it's also a mixed media file, so it's told in interviews and transcripts, and yeah, so transcripts of views, pictures. There's some pictures in here. It's got some funky sort of tilty-wilty book to read things. So, which is interesting. I didn't believe I was a huge sci-fi reader, but I've now got effectively 4 books over the Christmas period that are sci-fi. So turns out I might be moving into that genre as well.
So the other one my wife gave me is Devil's Lair by Sarah Barry, and this one is a sequel / companion to Blood Tree River. So in Blood Tree River, the family who the story is based around, girls go missing off their ranch. They don't know why, they don't know how, and it's kind of a murder mystery. This one, apparently, a woman lives in a cottage and strange things are happening to her. She goes to make friends with the locals, one of which is a member of the family from the previous book. So that's what I'm saying, it's companion sequel-ish.
Right.
So that's that one.
I then picked up in the book depository sales with some money from my brother-in-law. Yes, my brother-in-law. The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hardgrave, which is, to my knowledge, is sort of a Dracula retelling, but it's told from the brides. The back cover, generally the book's gorgeous. I'll show you under the dust jacket as well, because I didn't know it was like that, but oh, it's beautiful. Because I used to think to make people feel afraid was a curse and an awful thing, but I've loved it. I'd love for them to fear me. I want them to look at me and weep. End pages are gorgeous, and then beautiful spine, but the front is just, I don't know if I can do this justice, stunning. So I have to say this is probably one of the most beautiful books I own now. So this came out late last year, so it was on my highly anticipated list. Hopefully I will be getting to it soon. I believe it's a debut, but I will let you know when I get to it. What's your next book?
So this one we picked up before Christmas. There was a new pop culture comic book store that opened near one of the shopping centres we frequent, and we went and had a look, and we found The Wicked and the Divine, the 2nd volume, which is Fandemonium. I'm not quite sure how to explain The Wicked and the Divine.
Basically it is every 50 years, I believe. 90. So every 90 years a pantheon of gods are reincarnated, and they come and inhabit Earth, and it's just them going through their divinity. Sam from A Thought on Tomes really likes this, and she does a really good job of explaining it. So I'll also link her channel down below, which is how we found out about the book series. The final book I picked up is Rin Chapecco's The Never Tilting World, which is two sisters from a broken world, two sisters will save it. I've been told it's a queer book, which queer books are always high up on my list. And then once I got it, I read the tagline at the back and just made me ache to read it more. A demoness is what they call a goddess that a man cannot control. So, the inside of it is the world is split into day and night. Remarkably in beauty and in fearsome in power generations, twins goddesses have long ruled. Until 17 years ago, one sister's betrayed defied the ancient prophecy and split the world in two. The planet ceased to spin and the 3/4 of the world perished. Now a great abyss divides the planet, one side cloaked in the perpetual night and the other scorched beneath the unrelenting sun. So we have a frozen world and a golden city. The raising daughters. Rin Chapecco also writes the Bone Witch trilogy, which I also have to get to So I will be definitely diving into Rinchbeko. If you have read either The Bone Witch or this one, let me know which one you recommend more. And yeah, what else have we got?
So these two came from our friend. So we've got Snow Glass Apples by Neil Gaiman and Colleen Doran. So this is a
Graphic novel.
well, they're both well, one's graphic novel, one's manga. This one is a I'm guessing Snow White retelling.
I don't know, it's Neil Gaiman.
Mm.
It's probably a Snow White meets so the story is by Neil Gaiman and the artwork is by Colleen Down.
And the other one we were given is the manga My Hero Academia. Not quite sure what it's about, but I'll just read out the blurb. Middle school student Izuku Midoriya wants to be a hero more than anything. He hasn't got an ounce of power in him. With no chance of ever getting into the prestigious UA High School for budding heroes, his life is looking more and more like a dead end. Then an encounter with All Might, the greatest hero of them all, gives him a chance to change his destiny. So that's this little one. And that's...
We also received, not that, we can't seem to put our hands on it right now, is the Goblet of Fire illustrated edition.
Oh, I can grab that. Give me 2
She
seconds.
knows what that is. It's not on our bookcase. So it's funny. My dad started buying them for us. So the amusing thing is, I bought my dad a copy because it's one of those things that we read it a lot. We went to all the sort of book releases and film premieres, and he bought us a copy. So obviously, you know what Harry Potter is. If you don't, it's a boy wizard who was orphaned as a little boy when he was a boy, like an infant. He was sent to live with his muggle or non-magic family, and then on his 11th birthday, a big half-giant man called Hagrid turns up and tells him he's a wizard and takes him off to Hogwarts. This follows him in his 4th year at the school. So yeah, it's illustrated by Jim Kay by Bloomsbury. And it's just got some beautiful illustrations. Let's show you a giant snakey. So yeah, these are all the books we got for Christmas. We were very spoiled. Use your voice to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and bye!